subscribe. Darling Radio. Like and subscribe.
Y'all may not believe this, but being born and raised Alabama, I have never once ever looked somebody in the eye and told them to come back where they came from. I ain't never said no, speak no English, nothing like that. In the next few months, if you see a video coming out of me screaming something like that or even more ignorant, just know I'm saying it 6 inches away from a white South Africaner's face. Because apparently they're coming to Alabama. I ain't never said nothing like go back to Africa. When I tell you I'm going to put my whole body into it, I mean, I'm going to get that like deep chest voice. Just go back to where you came from. Anyway, yeah.
Let me get some calls in here. DJ Genesis, hop on in, DJ Genesis. It's Genesis, hop on in, ma'am.
Thing with Trump, I think what he's doing is, well, there's two things I want to ask. The Trump situation where he's removing the ability for civil rights, all those cases. The Doge removed all those cases, and now on top of that, you have the Afrikaners saying they don't want to have to speak English. Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear about that. No, that's funny.
The Afrikaners are saying they do not want to have to speak English, and which is crazy. Like,
that's gonna get interesting because see what's gonna happen. The white supremacists here are gonna get tired of them. Yeah.
Well, they already are. They have been on TikTok complaining about them and everything. Like they need to go back home, and it's getting real crazy. So, have you been looking into that? The whole like anti-Afrikaner thing?
I haven't no, but I know I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all. I knew that the white supremacists here, they don't want no broke outsiders, even if they're white. Yeah, see, they like white global solidarity, but they don't want no immigrants coming over here. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. Because white people over here, the white supremacists, they don't like their hillbilly ass cousins to come visit. They got cousins in trailer parks. They don't like them to be around. But they understand that they need the numbers to maintain systematic white supremacy. But yeah, let's do it over there. So yeah, these broke Afrikaners coming over here looking all dusty. Yeah, they're gonna be clashing with the American whites, and that's gonna be very, very interesting. That's why I didn't have a problem with them coming over here. Yeah, because where you gonna put them? Yeah, you can't put them around us because they come talking that dumb shit that they talk over there in South Africa. They get some of that Mississippi action, so that ain't gonna work. And the whites here don't want them around. So yeah, that was a nothing burger. That was them trying to just be performative, bringing them over here. Trying to put on a little horse and pony show. That was dumb. It was a nothing burger. Because the people over there ain't being oppressed. That's why only a 2 dozen came. A couple of dozen. It wasn't that many at all. 59, something. That ain't shit. That ain't shit. That's nothing. Because the people over there aren't being oppressed. They're not trying to leave the comforts of South Africa. They got it made over there. You understand? All right, let me get some more folks in here. Let's get this sister here. Let's get Quadia. What's up, Quadia? And then we'll get Fish in here. But let's get Quadia. What's up, Quadia? Hop on, ma'am. If you can get your phone.
Yo, good to see you, Tariq.
What's going on, Fish?
I'm gonna say the first thing I heard when he brought up, white genocide, I started laughing. Because Tariq, I watched a TikTok video where a guy, it's kind of disturbing. He bought a chair from a garage sale, right? And it was packed with what he thought was fur. But then he went to get it analyzed. It's human hair. And they told him that chair was made during slavery times. So they killed hundreds of African Americans on American soil.
Hold on. Let me slow that up. That's not true. Yeah, that's a myth. I know what you're talking about. That chair, that's not real hair. That's Spanish moss. Yeah, a lot of people that story circulated, that they were using the hair of slaves to put in chairs. That's not true. That comes from the Spanish moss trees. They got a lot of them down in Louisiana. I've been in some of the plantation homes. They would use that because it does look like human hair. That's why they call it Spanish moss. The French called it that, and I talked about this the other day. They called it Spanish moss because it looked like those beards of the Spanish, and those Spanish were mixed with the Moors and all of that. So they kind of had the little nappy beards. The natives called the tree something. It something. It was something that starts with an I. There was a native word for the tree, and the word, when you translate it, it means tree hair. So that's where they get it from. So I just wanted to clear that myth up. That's from the Spanish moss tree.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is you can't what Trump said, there's a genocide going on in South Africa. That's not even mathematically factual
Right.
because the white percentage of in South Africa is only 7%, you know? So they don't even have a majority there. So what he's saying is, you know, it's basically just what you said, all bullshit. You know, they don't want to, like you said, they don't want to give reparations. They're on the losing end because in their U.S. military, majority are African Americans. That's a fact, you know. So this is the losing battle. This is not something he could win. But I think he overstretched himself when he said that there's a white genocide going on in South Africa. That right there by itself just sounds completely, you know, like you have to be some kind of special kind of I'm sorry, to believe in what Trump said, you know?
Now,
Like,
Fish, now
you
where are
know,
you
so
from? Are you from Poland?
I'm from Russia.
Russia. Okay.
From
Okay.
Russia.
What's going on over there in Russia?
No, I'm born in Russia, but raised in America.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm gonna say a little bit. Maybe I shared the story with you before. My neighbors, they're from South Africa, and they invited me and my other neighbor. Unfortunately, rest in peace. He passed away from drug overdose in Texas. But before he had moved from California, you know, we came to their birthday parties, got invited and talked with their uncle and sat down with like their grandpa was sitting down in like this chair. You know, I remember talking to him as a kid, and I always got treated very, very good, you know, like very respectful. For example, first girl that I liked in school, she was from Kenya, and we talked to each other very nicely, never no curse words, nothing. Relationship was all good, but she decided to move back to Kenya. So that was my first relationship. Also had another relationship with an Ethiopian girl. Very good relationship. No bads about it, except that she also decided to move, you
So
know.
are they
So
using you for money, brother? Were they trying to get like a green card rocking with you?
no, they weren't using me for money.
Were you a
No,
90-day
no.
fiance, Fish?
No, because the Ethiopian girl, she actually knew my sister, and so that's how I got to know her.
So
Yeah,
you
so
dated
it's
her? No,
not no
no, no.
gold
Let's hold
digger
on.
situation or anything.
You dated how long were you dating the Ethiopian girl?
About a year and a
Did you
half.
smash?
Met her
Did you
family.
smash though?
Very nice,
Did
very
you
kind
smash?
family, very
Did you
respectful.
smash though? Did you hit it? How
Yes,
many times?
yes, multiple times.
Both. How many times did you hit it?
Amazing,
How many?
amazing. A plus
How many
plus.
times did you hit it?
I'm not gonna say because pretty much I'm in my family and there's people
They
walking
probably let you hit
around
by.
right
She
now,
probably let
you
you hit
know.
about once or twice.
Multiple times, more than 10, more than
Uh,
10 times.
I don't know. Sound like, man, they were trying to trick you about some of your little Russian money.
Almost all the time.
Oh Lord, I think they caught them a trick. They caught them a 90-day fiance, and once they got that green card, they bounced. Yeah, they said they went back to Kenya. They ain't go to Kenya. They just went to Minnesota somewhere. All right, let's get the Wasp in here.
Good morning, Tariq. Discovered your space for the first time yesterday.
Okay.
I'm actually a Welsh man who all my life I've studied African history, Caribbean history, so on and
And you're
so
from
forth.
where?
I'm from Wales in
Oh,
the
there you
UK,
go. There you go.
so
Yes. Okay.
but I'm very interested in hearing what you were just saying about the Afrikaans, because I got into an argument with one the other day who was complaining about exactly the same thing you were saying about how the situation is with them over there in the first place. And I said to him, I said, but it's not your land. And he started getting all arrogant and cursing me. And I said, but you didn't discover that land. I said, it belonged to the Khoi and the Sands and the Bantu people way before you came along. I said, so you captured that land. I said, you stole it off the people. And he tried to say, oh, but no, but we didn't. We traded with them and we discovered the Western Cape. I said, how can you discover a land where people are indigenous already living there? And this is the mentality of these people that are down there at the moment, in my experience. They have got such an entitled opinion and they refuse to accept that that land that they're now having problems over was never theirs in the first place. It always belonged to the Khoi and the San and the Bantu.
Absolutely. That whole narrative, and thank you for the call. That whole narrative that, yeah, they discovered the land and they try to lie and say that nobody was there, the land was empty. That's horse crap. That's more I'm white and I say so. And they talking about they traded. Man, listen, when they got there, the Dutch got there in the 1650s, and like in the 1650s, right after they got there, a damn war broke out. The Khoi people and the Dutch War. Look up the Khoi Dutch War. That's the first one. That was 1659. Yeah. And then they had a second Khoi Dutch War. That's 1673. So yeah, it wasn't peaceful. You were having a war with people. You were having a war to take their shit, to take their land and displace them. But again, the white supremacists is all about self-defense. Everything they do is survival. So they justify it under self-defense. They're like, look, we're a weak people. We almost died out in Europe. So everything we do is going to be justified to everybody. Anything we do, as long as we're surviving, is justified. Let's get Merc 89. Merc 89, one more time. All right, Merc 89, I'm getting you out of here. Let's go with Lex. Lex, hop on in.
Hey, Tariq.
What's up, Lex?
Hey, what's going on? I think to speak about the South African thing. So I think what the Western powers is doing, or Trump in this case with America, is positioning themselves to assassinate Julius Malema.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because it's been floating the G word around, genocide. And because Trump also played the video live on TV, that gives the white people here in America and also the other Western society the excuse to go in and assassinate him. And what they're going to use that as fodder, because Malema is the leader and the founder of the Economic Freedom Fighter, they're going to say that's an extreme group
Right.
and turn that into a terrorist organization, which should open up the doorway and pathway and give them the green light to go into the country of South Africa and infiltrate and assassinate him. So I think that's what. And there's a reporter when I was watching the video, or not the video, but the clip, or I saw the full interview. But there was a reporter that said, she asked Trump, are you going to deem them or deem this as genocide? And he said, I don't know yet. So I think they're floating that idea around for that to happen and gain support around the Western societies and powers to go in and do this.
Yeah.
And I'll land my
My
plane.
man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. That's a very good point. Yeah, that does look like what they're trying to do. Let's get Bianca in here. Bianca. Miss Bianca, hop on in. Bianca. We can get you in, Bianca. That would be great. I don't know if there's a delay or something like that, but Bianca, you here? And while we're waiting on Bianca, let's get Car Salesman.
Hey Tariq, how you
I'm good,
doing?
brother. How are you?
Good morning. The governor of Florida, he's showing his hand right now. Florida A&M Bethune-Cookman has been under attack ever since he's been in office. He crowbarred this bed wench in the last hour and made her president of Florida A&M, paying her $300,000 more than the previous president. And this committee that they have that's doing the hiring for president at Bethune-Cookman and Florida A&M, they're working in conjunction together. And at the last hour again, DeSantis appointed two trustees at the last 2 days before the vote. So there's a grassroots going on right now. We're very, very upset because I attended both, I graduated from Bethune-Cookman and I went to Florida A&M as well. And I can tell you this, DeSantis has shown his hand. He's really going out with a bang with dealing with our schools here at Bethune-Cookman, starting in 7 years, taking school books out of our black schools, burning books. It's been an awful thing, and I just want to let you know that this summer is going to be hot because we're talking and we're mobilizing. And I land
My
my
man,
plane.
thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Man, let me see. Should we get a couple more calls? Let's get radicalized Zulu. Let's get radicalized Zulu in the building. Radicalized Zulu. Hop on in, radicalized. Yeah.
Hey, good morning. So I just wanted to say what happened last night with Trump. May it happen to every African leader who goes there. What happened to our president is something that should have done a long time ago because he is very pro-white. He is a capitalist. He's a billionaire, and I hope every African leader that goes to the White House is humiliated like he is. Because right now, white people, they are rewriting history. I'm not sure if you guys are facing the same thing over there, but they are rewriting history. Our oppressors are saying they are the ones who have been oppressed. They are saying they were the first ones who came to South Africa, and my people came from the Congo, and they found nobody here, and it was just vacant land. When they know that's not the
Right.
truth.
That's not true.
And yeah, so what's happening in Burkina Faso has shaken them because for the very first time, it looks like Africa is decolonizing for real this time. Africa has the youngest young population ever, and young black people are angry. They know their history. They know we need land, because these white people told our parents, what are you going to do with the land? And now young people for the very first time are understanding why land is so important. Land is not just because we have been told, especially in South Africa, that, land is for farming. No, land is not just for farming. Land is gold. Land is diamond. Land is platinum. Land is uranium. Land is everything. Land is wealth. And for the very first time, in a very long time, black people are kind of understanding it. It's no coincidence that he went there with a bunch of white men who peddled lies about a white genocide that is happening in South Africa. There's no white genocide happening in South Africa. What we have in South Africa is when this so-called apartheid ended, black South Africans got their freedom back, their freedom of movement, they got political freedom, but they didn't get economic freedom. There's still a lot of inequality in South Africa where the small minority owns 70% of the economy, which is totally wrong. You cannot have a high unemployment amongst young people. We have 35% unemployment amongst black people, and we only have 2% unemployment amongst white people, and they only make up like 6% of the population. So right now, as a South African, I'm kind of glad he was humiliated right there. And I hope a lot of my people, which is kind of sad that it was not broadcast on our national news channels, I hope when he comes back, he understands that we no longer need colonial clerks. We call people like him colonial clerks because they are black, but they are still upholding, imperialism. They're still upholding white supremacy. And I really...
Thank you. Let me land your plane. Thank you so much, dear. Austin Meth Lab. Austin, what's happening?
What's up, man? Can you hear
I'm
me?
good. How are you?
Hey, man, that's Mitigated God, man, aka Austin Met Last. You know what I mean? Rodney Hittens, Mean Mug. How you been,
I'm
dog?
good, man. How you been, brother?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. I'm out here in Ohio. You was going in earlier, man. You was cooking. You was taking all of my damn talking points, man. But I got some left though, man. I'm out here in Ohio, dude. And a quick little story. Me and my son, we at the Waffle House in the parking lot. He about 23. You know, we just sitting and we pull in beside this old white pickup truck. About 5 minutes later, a couple white boys walk out, dude, and the dude with his wife. I'm parked beside them, unbeknownst to me. I don't know, but he go around on the other side of the truck and he come back out with his gun in his hand and he looking out in my car. Cause he see me and my son parked next to his truck.
God damn.
What I'm saying is out here, man, they be on business, man. Like I'm talking about the white people.
Yeah.
They all in the dojos. They all in the boxing classes. They running. They doing everything to gear up, man. All these little white groups that we got out here, man, these little hate groups, they keep like hinting at a race war. They keep hinting at it. And I'm just trying to put it out to my peoples, like, man, go to the shooting range. I box. Got a stripe in my BJJ. Um, I mean, it's cool that we all play sports and we get a little butt butting man on the basketball field and all of that, but we got to teach we got to teach our kids how to fight back, man. And I just really want to put that out there. Hit the shooting range, gear up, get your paper, because that's the only thing that these white people gonna respect us for. When we make them come out their pocket, or when we take one of theirs. And I'll lend my
My
plane.
man, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. All right. Yes, indeed. All right, man, let me get up out of here, man. It's been real. Y'all go to Hidden History Museum, make a contribution to the Hidden History Museum, hiddenhistorymuseum.com. hiddenhistorymuseum.com, and get your Rootwork deodorant at rootworkstyle.com. That's rootworkstyle.
Root work tonight. Root work tonight. Root work tonight. Root work tonight. I'll be feeling so right. I got that root work tonight. Feeling fresh from the morning light. Root work hit me, I'm set for the night. Look good, smell right. Yeah, I'm that type. I gotta let the world know I got that root work tonight. Root work tonight. Yeah, root work tonight. I'll be feeling so right. I got that